Title: Why You Keep Attracting the Same People. Carl Jung's answer will change everything. Soft ambient music fades in, narrator calm. Reflective: what if I told you that the people you attract into your life, the friends, the lovers, the betrayers, are not random? That, according to Carl Jung, every relationship you find yourself in is a mirror, reflecting something deep within your unconscious mind. Stay with me, because by the end of this journey, you may never look at your relationships or yourself the same way again. Music swells gently, then softens. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist whose ideas reshaped psychology, once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." But Jung believed that behind every choice we make, there is a shadow, a hidden part of ourselves quietly shaping our reality without us even knowing. We often think we choose our relationships consciously, and the truth is, until we face this shadow, we will keep repeating the same painful patterns over and over. Part 1. The Invisible Blueprint. Think back. Have you ever wondered why you keep attracting the same kind of people? Why the faces change, but the story stays the same? The emotionally unavailable partner, the friend who takes but never gives, the manipulator who leaves you questioning your worth. Jung would say, this is no coincidence. This is your unconscious mind at work. And until we bring this blueprint into the light of awareness, we remain trapped in its invisible architecture. You see, each of us carries what Jung called an inner blueprint, an invisible design formed by childhood, experiences, emotional wounds, and ancestral patterns. We are not as free as we think. Not just our anger, fear, or jealousy, but also our power, our boundaries, and even our capacity for love. Part 2. The Shadow Knows. Jung introduced the idea of the shadow, the hidden, repressed parts of ourselves we deny or reject. The people you attract are often carrying the pieces of your shadow that you have yet to integrate. That controlling boss, maybe they reflect your own disowned desire for control. That cold partner, perhaps they mirror the part of you that fears true intimacy. The external is always revealing the internal. The universe, life itself, is relentlessly pointing us back to ourselves. Part 3. The Dance of Projections. Jung called this phenomenon projection. When we unconsciously cast parts of ourselves onto others, we don't see people as they are. We see them as we are. And this is where it gets truly fascinating. Your relationships are not random. They are the perfect stage for your unconscious to express itself. Until you recognize what you are projecting, you are destined to replay the same painful storylines: abandonment, betrayal, rejection. We attract not what we want, but who we are at our deepest, often unconscious level. Part 4. The Mirror of Suffering. But there's good news. Jung believed that suffering is not punishment, it is a call to awaken. The repeated heartbreaks, the toxic relationships, the betrayals, they are not meaningless. They are mirrors, they are teachers. In Jung's words, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. The very relationships that break us are often the ones that awaken us. Part 5. The Path of Individuation. This journey toward awakening is what Jung called individuation, the process of becoming whole, of integrating all parts of ourselves, the light and the shadow, the joy and the sorrow. When we stop projecting, when we own our shadow, everything changes. You stop chasing people who are emotionally unavailable because you no longer abandon yourself. You stop attracting those who disrespect you because you now respect your own boundaries. You stop falling for illusions because you see reality clearly. You become what Jung called psychologically whole, and the people you attract, they change too. Part 6. Breaking the Cycle. So how do we break the cycle? How do we stop attracting the same lessons in different disguises? Jung's answer is both simple and profound. Self-awareness. Notice the patterns. Who keeps showing up in your life? What stories repeat? Shadow work. Ask, what part of myself am I seeing in this person? What have I denied, rejected, or suppressed? Integration. Allow yourself to feel what you've long avoided: anger, sadness, fear, desire. All of it belongs. You no longer seek completion in others, you create it within. Conscious choice. From awareness comes freedom. You no longer react, you respond. Part 7. The Return to Self. The ultimate goal is not to fix others, but to reclaim yourself. To stop searching for your worth in someone else's eyes. To stop handing your power to people who don't honor it. To stop living on autopilot, replaying unconscious scripts. Jung said, "Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens." They have met their shadow, and in doing so, they have found their light. The awakened person no longer fears solitude. They no longer fear rejection. Part 8. The power of conscious relationships, and here's the beauty of it all. When you heal, you stop attracting what wounds you. Your relationships become not places of unconscious repetition, but spaces for growth, joy, and authenticity. You no longer tolerate what once broke you. You no longer chase what depletes you. You no longer seek what you already carry within. This is the psychology of liberation. This is the alchemy of transformation. Soft music builds to a gentle conclusion, narrator warm, reflective. So, the next time you wonder why you keep attracting the same kind of people, remember, the answer lies not outside of you, but within. Heal the inner and the outer will transform. Know yourself, and you will know peace. If this message resonated with you, consider subscribing and sharing this with someone who needs to hear it. Thank you for walking this path with me. Would you like me to help you turn this into a full video with visual suggestions?